You're listening to the Philly Youth Radio Podcast, created by Sunrise students at South Philadelphia High School, made possible by Wildfire Radio. For more information, visit facebook.com/Sunrise of Philadelphia or www.sunriseofphila.org. We're broadcasting from the city of brotherly love. During the radio program, we're going to talk about the ups and downs of being young in Philly and trying to be educated and respected in Philly. While there are so much negativity, crime, school closures, and conflicts going on, we're also going to discuss how pop culture and music influence how people think and react to different situations. Hey, how y'all doing today? We back inside Wildfire Radio Station with Dom, Crazy Eyes.
Crazy Eyes on the beat, yeah.
Start all over.
All right. I got this. Let me get this. All right, here we back in Wildfire Radio Station. Me, brother Ashir.
Big Swirl.
And can you two introduce yourselves?
Well, my name is Crazy Eyes, you know.
I'm Dom.
And Dom. All right, the last time we was here, we had two other people here. We was just talking about the challenges of the way it is being a teenager today. We're going to talk a little bit about that. And then Big Swirl, he going to give you a little bit about what he want to talk about. So basically, can you start off by like give me a little information about you, like introduce yourself.
That's your background, Jason?
Yeah. Alright. Name Crazy Eyes. Had a name ever since, 9th grade, you know, playing basketball. Eyes messed up, you know, got that disorder. I like to sing, rap, 18.
Where you
I don't
from?
know if I'm going to college. I'm going from South Philly and North Philly.
South Philly and North Philly?
Yeah, you know, I got to go back. I travel a lot.
All right, well, respect.
You know, I got to see girls, man, but, you know.
What about you, Dom?
My name is Dom. Going into the 12th grade. 17. I'm a singer from South Philly.
Singer.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
You gonna let us hear a little something today? Hopefully.
Yeah,
we gonna do a trap together, man.
Oh, you mentioned you a rapper. You gonna let us hear a little something today?
I can't rap like that, but
just a little.
All right, we gonna see what y'all working with after this. But
right,
brother, Ashir had talk about something again.
All right, so basically, the question I wanted to ask you guys was, do you think it's difficult being a teenager in today's society?
Yeah.
no.
All right.
Well, since you said no, we're gonna take you first. Why you say no?
Because like teenagers these days, they know what they're doing. Like out here, it's hard out here. You got work, you got girls to worry about, you got other people, you got guys dissing you, you got violence. Teenagers today, they're not making it any better. Like police, they arrest all of us like flash mobs and stuff like that. Y'all teenagers, y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all shouldn't be doing this. Y'all should be staying in school, working hard. Do what you gotta do, protect your family. That's all I'm saying.
So you think?
So you think it is hard or it's not hard?
It's not hard.
It's not hard.
All right.
So I had a little bit of questions about that. Don't you think it's a little difficult though, because of the simple fact that like you said, it's crime going on. It's so much things going on around you. You don't think it's like difficult just to like stay away from it at times?
I mean, it is difficult because like you got friends around here who know like peer pressure, and they'll make you want to do something that you want to do, but then again, like you always say no. They don't control your life.
So basically, it's like a balance effect. Like at times and at times it is.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks so much. So what about you, Don?
I mean, I think it is hard because even so, you know, listening to what he said about how it's like, you know, teenagers know what they're doing. At the same time, there are those people that, you know what they're doing but make it hard for you. Not necessarily saying it's like hard for like them individually, but it's like hard out here because of the ignorance and the arrogance of other people. Specifically saying like, you know, say for instance, if you're going out somewhere, you're trying to hang out with friends, and you know there are those people that are just like, you know, looking at you weird or looking at you funny, or say for instance somebody has a gun, you don't know about it, they pull it out on you or something. Like it's crazy out here. It's really hard because you have to like figure out how to, not necessarily figure out, but you have to like put yourself in a position where as though you're always safe, I guess, or you have to worry about being safe. So I would say it's hard.
All right, so why do you think that those things happen? Like people want to have guns in certain situations, and people just be like do the things that they do to make it difficult for today's society for teenagers.
I think some people, you know, they own guns and stuff for protection, but there are those other people that are just like, you know, I'm going to have a gun because, you know, what if somebody looks at me funny, or I just want to have a gun just to shoot somebody, or, you know, some people just look at it like, you know, I don't care, I'm going to just shoot this person this day or shoot that person the other day and not even care about it. But some people are actually, you know, have the guns for protection for themselves, and it's not saying that everybody that has a gun is a bad person, but you know, there are those people that you got to watch out for that are a danger.
All right, and, can you give me a little bit of information about where you're from?
Oh, I'm from I'm originally from 5th Street, 5th and McKean, around that area. So around that area, I was raised up, whereas though I was taught that 2 streets had like kind of a fight or a kind of a disagreement, 5th Street and 7th Street. But it's crazy because I'm from 5th Street and my dad's side of the family is from 7th Street. So, you know, I kind of stay out of the mix. I'm kind of just around.
All right, so Earl, can you give me a little information on you?
You alright? Me, basically, I'm a chilling teenager. You know, fall back, just want to work, relax, and get everything that I basically want in life. I want to see me doing better. I want to be able to help my family when they need it. You know, just do everything to stay out the way and keep Mom Dukes happy. Keep my dad really, he not around too much. So, you know, I look at my mom as my mom and dad all in one. So that motivates me even more because she got more on her plate and I got more on my plate. So in my mind, I think, man, it's never too much on my plate to do what I got to do because my mom at a point in time had to take care of all these kids by herself. So I go hard, so my mom ain't got to struggle no more.
So where you from?
I'm from 7th Street.
Oh, 5th Street, 7th Street in the building.
Whole mine's them. But I got another question for you. I wanted to ask, do you think the violence in Philadelphia is because of the school closures? I'm going to start off with Brother Asher.
Oh, man. All right. I honestly don't think that the violence in Philadelphia is because of the school closure. I believe that it plays a role in the violence in Philadelphia because of the simple fact that, for example, South Philly, I went to Bach on 7th Street. Now, only certain kids went to Bach. Bach wasn't a school any old body could just go to. You had to get accepted into it. The neighborhood high school is Furnace, South Philly, Orton Reed. Those are the neighborhood high schools in South Philly. So when Bach got shut down, those people that was from South Philly that went to Southern, if they had problems with other people that's from another hood or anything like that, basically y'all in school now. You're all in the same school. Anything goes, basically. It's a greater chance of something happening to you opposed to you being from 7th Street or being from 5th Street or 2nd Street, having to go all the way down to almost 15th Street and you beefing with somebody that's from 18th Street. They got a better chance of them calling they folks. They only 2 blocks away. You got to catch a whole bus when they just got a hop, skip, and a jump, and they there. So basically, it's like, it depends, like, for which school it is, what's the area like. Like, for example, if Orton Reed was to get shut down or Southern was to get shut down, school in South Philly won't be safe. Ain't nobody gonna want to go to school.
It really wouldn't. Nobody gonna go to school no more. Though.
Nobody's not gonna go to school no more due to the fact that the things that be happening, like these people, they kill each other over the dumbest things, and they all from South Philly. South Philly is small. They literally like blocks away from each other, and they hate each other. They kill each other. All that in one building. The staff can't control that. The police can't even control that. A lot of things don't even make the news that be happening in South Philly. And the stuff that do make the news is crazy. So I think, like...
That's another why kids drop out of school. Because they don't believe in the safety, and then they don't get the help from the people that's on top of them, so they feel as though they're there by themselves. That's why I feel as though the high school dropout in Philadelphia is so high. But how about you, Crazy Eyes? What you think? Is the violence from the school's closure in Philadelphia, or you think it's not?
Nah, I don't think it has nothing to do about it. I mean, no matter what, kids are kids. I think it all starts like where, you know, the home, the nest. That's why these kids these days are like bad. No matter what school they go to, all schools are gonna be bad. So to me, it has nothing to do with Philly violence or nothing like that.
All right. What about you, Dominic? How you feel about the whole thing?
I mean, I don't think that the violence has to do with the schools. Like Jason said, it starts at home. You know, usually how you're raised and what environment you're in usually puts, you know, your personality out there to others. So it's basically where you come from and how you were raised and where you grew up at. That's basically why the most of the violence is in school and everything. So it's not necessarily the school.
All right, I wanted to ask one more question. I wanted to ask, do you think teenage pregnancy is like good or bad? Like when I say good or bad, do you think it's good for the child because the parent is young and like when a child is growing up, the parent is still able to talk to them about what's going on, talk about them to see and know what's going on because the age difference not really too much different because when they grow up, like basically us as teenagers now, I'm 18. If I was to have a kid now and my kid get up to be 10, 11, 12, more likely I'm going to be 38 or almost going to 40. I'm going to still know what's going on out here. So do you think teenage pregnancy is a good or bad thing, the way the society is now today?
Me personally, that's a hard question to answer. Because it's like the way it is nowadays, like it's really about how the person is, how the person that had the baby is. Like I think that it would help the child out a lot because nowadays, like the teenager, the people, our youth, our age bracket, we can relate more to these people. To the kids, we can relate more opposed to the way our parents relate to us because we coming up in the same kind of era. So like things was completely different back then. Like
that's why our parents be trying to tell us to do certain stuff now and be like, we tell them like you don't understand, we can't do that. There's stuff behind that if you do that. Right. Like a lot of parents will say, if you got a problem in school, go tell. Go tell. But behind that, you gonna go tell, people gonna label you as a snitch. Now people gonna be like, all right, you telling them on us, now we gonna catch you outside of school, you walk home. Your mom and them not gonna be at school every day to walk you home. And people in school not gonna walk you home. So it's either you gonna deal with the problem yourself, or you gonna go tell, or you just gonna let the problem just keep going.
But I feel like with the parents being as though like they could relate more. Like for example, our time frame is different. Like when my mom was young, they didn't have cell phones. They didn't have stuff like that. The way they communicated and talked to each other, they basically went to see each other. They did things. They was like more so, I guess, how do you say? They didn't depend on technology for certain
more
things.
Communication.
Yeah.
More interaction, more face-to-face instead of over the phone.
Now with us, we stress the fact of having a phone. We stress the fact of so much things that technology, I look at it like people say that the world changed and all that type of stuff, that people change. Like, I don't honestly look at it like that. The world changed. The world is exactly the same. The same steps my mom sat on, I sat on. The same thing that she been, I've been. Only thing that's changing is technology. Like, for a human, all of us are the same. Everything, like a lot of us can relate to a lot of different things. But for example, with instruments, you go from playing a beat, you went from beating on the table to beating on a drum. Only thing that changed was the technology. It's the same concept and the same thing. It was always there. It's just we didn't have no way of actually fully using these things. Like basically, technology evolved within time. Mm-hmm. So like when I stress the fact of not having no phone, my mom look at me like, boy, back in my time, we ain't have no phones. So it's not nothing not to have a phone. That's how she look at it.
Right.
Now, when my kids come up and they stress the fact of not having a phone, I can relate to them more so that my mom would be able to relate to me. So I think like due to the change of technology and the way things is, it's kind of a good thing, but then it's kind of a bad thing because it depends on what type of parent that person is.
Right.
It's two types of people. it's somebody that's in the mix and somebody that's out of the mix. They're inside the box and outside the box. Meaning that they still in their childish ways. They still out here acting like a little kid. Opposed to one that, we got a kid, I have a kid, so now I gotta act like I got a kid.
You got responsibilities and priorities. You gotta start doing stuff different.
Yeah, so like, it's people out here that will raise their child, they teenagers, they young, they dumb, they don't know no better. They raising their child as if that's their little brother. Teaching them all bad things, have them talking any old type of way, fighting with them, instead of basically telling them to chill, no, like, stuff like that. They a
Parent guidance.
yeah, like they more so want to be their child friend opposed to wanting to be their parent figure.
Yeah, that's the problem nowadays. Most parents want to be. Most parents treat their kids like they're their friend. So when it come time to chastise them and get on their back, the kid be like, "Why you coming at me like this when you be letting me do that and do that?" That's why, like, I feel as though you should have a kid around your 20s and 30s, because when they do get older, the age bracket won't be so close, and they won't feel as though they could do little certain stuff, which opposed to if I have a kid when I'm 18 now, and then I'm like, the kid be 20 and I'm 40, he gonna be able to feel as though he could talk any type of way to me, do what he want, anything. And then I'm still a father, and you still got a mother, you still gotta listen to us no matter how old you get. And that's the same way I am today. My mom could tell me to do anything she wanted to do, and I'm still gonna listen to her like when I was 6 and 7. But Jason, how about you? How you feel about it? You think teenage pregnancy good or a bad thing?
To be honest, that really is a hard question, but I'm gonna have to say yes and no. No, because these teenagers, they having kids at these young ages, y'all can barely take care of yourselves, let alone. And it's like, it's not right. So like, my thing is this, like, if your mom's struggling or your dad's struggling with like one kid or 4 or 5 kids and stuff like that, and then you get another child pregnant, you gotta worry about your child, you gotta get a job, you gotta worry about your family, you gotta take care of your little siblings. It's just too much on some of these teenagers. And yes, it should, I mean, yes, it is okay, because one, a lot of things are happening. And like, when we get older and older and older, as your child develops and gets older and older, that person, your child's gonna be prepared for things. It's really difficult out for some of these teenagers. Now, if you got money, something like that, you getting paper, yeah, go ahead, you can have kids, but because you got someone who can take care of your child, your responsibilities and stuff like that. But for me, if you don't got enough like that, you shouldn't be doing it. Just use protection, just protect yourselves out there.
All right, what about you, Dom? How you feel about the whole thing?
As far as in today's society, it's kind of a hard question. I guess I could say yes and no, but I would be leaning more towards the no part of it. And yeah, it could be a good thing, but I would say it depends on where you live, depends on where your maturity level is, because not a lot of teenagers in this era and in this time of society are mature enough to handle children or to handle someone that's younger than them. So it would be more so of like where you live at, what your maturity level is, and like what the environment is like. And that's one of the reasons why I would say no, is because majority of the time, these teenagers are having children, and it's like, they can't handle them, and they're raising them up to do any and everything. They're raising them up like close to their age, and it's like, they're treating their mom and dad as like they're their friends, or I would say if you would have a child, it would be around like your 30s, I would say, or 40s, because you would be a little bit up there, whereas though they would show you respect and wouldn't look at you like, you like my brother or you my sister or something, because my mom had me when she was like 16 or 17, and I have that respect for her. But I think if I was growing up differently, I'd probably look at her like she my homegirl or something, because she's like 30 and I'm only like 17, so it's kind of, but I guess it depends on your age bracket and where you grew up at and how your maturity level is right now.
We had a wonderful conversation. I enjoyed talking to y'all. Hopefully we can have another good conversation sooner or later.
Thank you for your time and listening to us. And hopefully it inspires you to be a better person and think before you act. Enjoy your day. You can find out more information at www.sunriseofphiladelphia.org or www.facebook.com/sunriseofphiladelphia. Get with us. Thank you for your time.